to my channel. This is just going to be a quick video today to film my January TBR. I have never made a monthly TBR before. It's very new to me, but it's part of a project that I'm doing for the whole year in 2024, so I want to reduce my TBR. It's not the most exciting project, but I currently have about 230 books. I haven't checked in a while, but last time I checked it was about 230, and that's too many. That's not all physical books. I think I probably only have about 20 physical books that I haven't read. The rest are all just things I've saved on Scribd or things I've got on my library wish list. My goal is to, like I said, reduce that down to about 100, and I know I'm not going to read upwards of 100 books in a year. That's just too many for me. I would never ever reach 100, I don't think, unless I was doing nothing but reading, and I have lots of things going on in my life. So I know I'm not going to read that many, but I really want to get better at going through my list regularly and seeing what's on there that maybe I don't want to be on there anymore, like things that I've maybe lost interest in, or just I think, nah, I don't think really that's actually what I want. There are things on there, I'm sure, that I've added ages ago and I have absolutely no idea what they are, and they can probably go. So I've sort of devised this to help me with that, and also I want to get a lot better at DNFing books. I'm pretty good compared to what I used to be. I used to sort of never DNF books, and now I'm okay, and I do it a lot more liberally than I used to, but I still fall into that trap of, like, if I get like 50% of the way through a book and then realise I'm not really feeling it, I'll force myself to keep going. And it's just like, because I think I've invested all this time in it and it's just not really that logical, so I want to get better at not doing that anymore. And so yeah, I've devised this sort of like TBR game to help me achieve that goal. I might not get it down to 100, but if I have, at the end of 2024, fewer books on my TBR than I started the year with, I think I will call that a success. So my game is just a jar from B&M full of these prompts. I think there are about 80 prompts in here, so I'm gonna probably put stuff back in the jar. Like, once I've pulled out a prompt, I'll probably put it back in, because there are lots of prompts that will cover sort of many different books. I'm going to draw 5 of these every month, or if I'm not feeling it in a month, like if I don't want to set a TBR, I'm not going to force myself to do it, but it's just, yeah, to help sort of set my reading intentions for each month. I'm going to pick 5 each month because that takes me to 60 books, which is sort of on the lower end of what I would read in a year. I will probably manage a bit more than 60, but it just gives me a bit of leeway. So if I really want to mood read, or if there's like a specific book that I need to read for like a book club or a new release that I'm really interested in, then, you know, I don't have to like completely commit to this TBR. But yeah, I thought 5 would be a good number, especially as there are prompts in here. Like, some are like my shortest book, which is great because that's probably about 20 pages, but there are others that are like my longest book, which would be over 1,000 pages. What are the other prompts? There's like genre prompts, language prompts, country prompts, author prompts, just lots of different things, and I'm going to pick 5 every month. So I thought I'd film me doing my first one right now for you, and this is going to be my January TBR. I wanted to devise like some kind of like cool game like I see other booktubers doing, but I'm really not creative enough. I feel like I could create a good one, but I just don't have the time. Like, I barely have the time to film and edit my videos, let alone do anything else. I need to actually leave some time to read as well. So yeah, I'm gonna pick 5 prompts out of here and then let you know what I'm gonna read based on each of those prompts. So the first one I've got is a series. I don't know what I'm going to pick for this. So this, I was sort of thinking I will either continue a series I've started or start a new series. I don't read a lot of series anyway, but there are definitely a few lurking on the TBR, so I will have a look at that one. The next one I have is Place in the title, which again, like, I will have a lot of those and I can't remember them all off the top of my head, so I'll come back to you regarding that one. Then I have the newest book on my TBR. I couldn't tell you what that is. That's really bad, because I added a new book to Script, or like to my library app, yesterday, and I can't remember what that was. So I mean, that's probably a sign that I should just not read that book, because I'm clearly not that interested, but it's my newest one, so I'll let you know once I've checked my TBR. Then we have Faroese, and I actually know I'm going to read for this because I only have one Faroese book on my TBR, and that's The Old Man and His Sons. I can't remember the author's name. I'll put the picture up here and talk to you about it in a minute, but that's a really short book, but from what I remember it has quite mixed reviews, so that might be one that gets a DNF, but you never know, I might really like it. And then the last one on my jar is a non-fiction, and I already know who I'm going to read for this one. I'm going to read Entangled Life by, is his name Merlin Sheldrake? I feel like it can't be, that can't be his name, but that's what I want to say it is. There's a non-fiction book about mushrooms, and that's a hold I've got coming in from the library next week, so that fits quite nicely. So yeah, I'll consult my TBR in just a second and let you know which books I'm going to go for. So like I mentioned, the book that I'm going to read for the Faroese prompt is The Old Man and His Sons. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name of the author because I don't know how to, and I don't want to mess it up. And this is translated from, I guess, would it be Danish? I'm not sure of the actual language, if it's like an indigenous language of the Faroe Islands or if it's Danish, but either way it's translated by John F. West, and the synopsis doesn't give me a huge amount to go on. It says, these are the Faroe Islands as they were some 50 years ago, sea-washed and remote, with one generation still tied to the sea for sustenance and a younger generation turning towards commerce and clerical work in the towns. At the post-hunt whale meat auction, Ketil enthusiastically bids for more meat than he can afford. Thus, when Ketil is 70, he and his wife struggle to repay their debt. Which isn't the best synopsis. I mean, like, it sounds pretty interesting, like it seems very slice of life and just a real picture into history of the Faroe Islands, which I don't really know anything about. I really want to visit, but I don't really know a huge amount about them. And yeah, it sounds like it's going to be my kind of thing, like quite boring, but just a picture of a real kind of turning point in history, I suppose. So I'm excited about that one. I have that one on my Kindle. I downloaded it ages and ages ago. It was like a free, I'd never heard of it before, but it was free, and they did like a selection of works in translation that you could download for free, so I got it then and haven't picked it up since, but I am excited to read it, and it is quite short. I think it is 166 pages, so that shouldn't take me too long to read. Yeah, we'll see if I like that one. Then again, one that I already knew I was going to read, Entangled Life by Merlin Sheldrake, which is his name. Amazing. This is a book about fungi. Its subtitle is How Fungi Make Our Worlds, Change Our Minds and Shape Our Futures. I've been eyeing this up for years and years. I love mushrooms, like you might be able to tell. I'm just obsessed with them. I don't like eating them. I can sort of handle mushrooms in things, but like the actual taste and texture of a mushroom and the smell of a mushroom I find deeply offensive. So very much just a mushroom for the aesthetics girly, but I've been eyeing this up for years, and yeah, it's in the library, so I've seen like a really nice illustrated edition that I really want to buy myself, but I don't want to buy it if I think I might find the book a bit boring, because like It's a book about mushrooms. It has a 4.36 rating on Goodreads, which is really high, so I'm hoping I like it, and if I do, I'll treat myself to that illustrated version. But yeah, I just want to try it out before I commit to spending a lot of money on something that I bought just because it's pretty. Then for book in a series, I've decided to go for Curious Tides by Pascal Lacelle. This is the first in a dark academia series that I'm not sure I will like, so I just thought I'll listen to it. I needed an audiobook because the rest of the books, I think I've got a physical book, so just thought that'll be like a good audio to listen to on the way to and from work. I don't really know anything about it. My husband just said that he'd heard really good things about it and I should read it, so I was like, yeah, sure, fine. But when I look at the synopsis on Goodreads, it says Ninth House meets a deadly education. I DNF'd a deadly education within pages. It just wasn't for me. And Ninth House, I hear such good things about, but I just have no interest in it. It sounds like it's just not my thing at all. But anyway, it says Ninth House meets a deadly education in this gorgeous dark academia fantasy, following a teen mage who must unravel the truth behind the secret society that may have been involved in her classmate's death. Emery might be a student at the prestigious Aldrin College for Lunar Magics? I don't know. But her healing abilities have always been mediocre at best, until a treacherous night in the Dovemere sea caves leaves a group of her classmates dead and her as the only survivor. Now Emery is plagued by strange, impossible powers that no healer should possess, powers that would ruin her life if the wrong person were to discover them. To gain control of these new abilities, Emery lists the help of the school's most reclusive student, Baz, a boy already well versed in the deadly nature of darker magic, whose sister happened to be one of the drowned students and Emery's best friend. Determined to find the truth behind the drownings and the cult-like secret society she's convinced her classmates were involved in, Emery is faced with even more questions when the supposedly drowned students start washing ashore alive, only for them each to die horrible magical deaths, and Emery is not the only one seeking answers. When her new magic captures the society's attention, she finds herself drawn into the world of privilege and power, all while wondering if the truth she's searching for might lead her right back to Dovemere to face the fate she was never meant to escape. I mean, it sounds pretty generic, but I'm willing to give it a go. This is exactly what I've got this challenge for, because I feel like that's a book that I would just keep putting off. I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it a few pages, and if I don't like it, then I'm just going to DNF it. Then for place in the title, I just decided to go with the first thing on my list that had a place in the title, and that was Batlava Lake by Adam Mars Jones. This is a Fitzcarraldo piece, and it's set in Pristina, I think it's Pristina in Kosovo in 1999, and we're following a man who has been deployed to Kosovo as a civil engineer, and yeah, we're just following his journey there, and it says it's an exploration of masculinity, class and identity, a brilliant story of men and war by one of Britain's most accomplished writers. Again, I'm not sure if I will like this, but I really want to go to Kosovo, and I think Pristina looks like such an exciting and interesting place to visit, so I'm hoping we'll get a lot of that in the backdrop. And this is a really short book. It has a 3.23 rating on Goodreads, and it only has 26 reviews, so I'm not holding out a huge amount of hope for it, but it's only 136 pages, and I mostly enjoy Fitzcarraldo books, so I'm hoping that I'll be in the minority of people. I think most people have rated it 3 stars, which is why it's so low, but yeah, we'll see. This is about pulling me out of my comfort zone and trying new stuff, and not just putting off books that have been on my TBR for ages. So the next prompt, and last prompt, was the newest book on my TBR, and technically that is The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. I went to have a look and see if I could get that out of the library, and it's not available until March, and I've put a hold on it anyway, so maybe I'll get to read it if it does sort of come in a bit earlier. Sometimes people return them early and then you get bumped up the queue, but I don't think that will be the case. I think this is a really popular one. So instead I also put a hold on Pet by Catherine Chidgey. I think it's Chidgey. And this is one that I just heard Mercedes talk about. It's set in New Zealand and it's a literary thriller following a teacher and a class of students who are kind of enamoured by their teacher and like a bit obsessed with her, and they're all competing to become her pet, and it sounds really dark and sinister, and yeah, I'm really excited for that. And that has a 4.13 rating on Goodreads, so hoping I will really enjoy that one. And yeah, I'll probably read that regardless of if the beasting comes in. I'll probably try and squeeze that on as well. So yeah, those are all the books that I am planning on reading in January. There will probably be more. I just thought I'd set it at 5 so that I don't get overwhelmed. Like 5's a nice manageable amount, and I think potentially there is a bit of room for DNFing, because some of the books I've picked aren't necessarily 100% the things I would go for normally, but it will be really interesting to see what I thought of the books that I've chosen. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you are reading in January, or what you plan to read, and also if you have any specific reading goals, or if you do like a monthly reading game. I'd really love to watch that. They're my favourite kind of videos to watch. I love it when people make like really fun TBR games. I really like Book Roast's TB Avatar, and Melena's, I can't remember what Melena's is called, but I really like her TBR videos, so I'll leave both of those in the description. But yeah, if you have one, please let me know and I will definitely go and watch it. And yeah, if you want to just leave me an emoji, leave me a green heart emoji, because that's one of my favourite ones, and I feel like we're gonna go into the new year with some positivity. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in another video. Bye.